Please clap it up for Marc Ragovin. Marc Ragovin.
You guys are lucky because I am pretty sure the air conditioning is not working in the upstairs room. I think it's 32 degrees Celsius up there. Anyway, so a little while ago I bought one of these calendars, one of these desk calendars for work. You know, you pick, every day you rip off a page that gives you a little tidbit, a little fact, right? 365 facts a year, and figured, okay, like the cheetah's the fastest land animal, you know, that kind of stuff, right? But I didn't read the package very closely because this was the George Santos 365 facts a year. So I'm going to tell you a little bit what I've learned so far. The world's greatest ventriloquist gave his own eulogy. Every year in the U.S., an average of 15 clowns are seriously injured in balloon animal attacks. To ease his future in-law's fear, rap singer Pitbull told him his real name was American Staffordshire Terrier. Ironically, most Quakers don't have time for breakfast. Although Germany and Japan were utterly defeated in World War II, they were still given participation trophies. And to conserve metal use during World War II, from 1943 to 1945, there was only one side to every coin. Orville Wright and his girlfriend were the first members of the 18 Feet High Club. The most awkward event in history, the groundbreaking ceremony at the first shovel factory. It's a visual. Due to today's high inflation, most porno films have to limit the money shot to a firm, heartfelt handshake. Due to a wardrobe snafu, Orville Wright once flew by the seat of Wilbur's pants. Benjamin Franklin's lazier brother discovered static electricity. Johann Gutenberg's jealous sister invented the shredder. Thomas Edison's obnoxious nephew invented the clapper. Thomas Edison's frugal uncle invented the dimmer switch. Most cotton candy is now 50% polyester. The motto of the Pony Express was, when it absolutely positively has to be there by spring. Every year, Bashar al-Assad has over 500 aides executed for forgetting to attach a document referenced in an email. I'm glad I don't work for him. The Kelly Blue Book loses 50% of its value as soon as it's removed from the shelf. Aquaman always said he was under a lot of pressure. Marco Polo's caravan along the Silk Road was going great until it hit the world's most luxurious pothole. Some of them have to sink in. Let them percolate a little bit. Hi-oh. Where was I? During the building of the pyramids, local residents placed over 8 million calls to Egypt 311 asking when the damn scaffolding was going to be removed. The head of the Johnson & Johnson Listerine division is known as the leader of the plaque. Sam Kinnison's gravestone reads, "It's all over but the shouting." The highest rated 2020 Hollywood special, it's a Charlie Brown pandemic. Squanto had a very nearsighted brother named Squinto. Michelangelo's favorite song, "Hooked on a Ceiling." Under New York City Housing Department rules, a person who needs no introduction is exempt from a building's all visitors must be announced policy. Lewis and Clark became hopelessly lost during their kids' college tours. The number one nausea medication in Italy, Pepto-Bismol. Most monks start every morning with a delicious cheese omelet. Oh, where am I? Mr. Tassad always said that nobody could hold a candle to his wife. The biggest opponents of tuition-free college, strip club owners. After a while, Pythagoras got lazy and just issued a bunch of wild hunches. Show of hands, how many of you thought you'd hear a Pythagoras joke tonight? Here's a little secret. No recorded phone call has ever been used for quality assurance purposes. And people, don't be fooled. Your building's elevator inspection certificate is not on file in the property manager's office. There are over 5,000 Asian rooftop restaurants in the US called Tie in the Sky. In China, the first tune that beginner piano players learn to master is called Forks. Am I right? Sure. I don't know if she's laughing. Oh, she's sneezing. I thought she was laughing. God bless you. Where was I? Oh my God, I forgot where I was. Forks, yeah, thank you. Most bakery workers walk around with that glazed look in their eyes. And every person from Corning, New York walks around with that glassy-eyed look. Every morning, a snarling Clint Eastwood enters his local bakery and says, "Go ahead, make my Danish." Tony Orlando is so old, his backup singers are now Dusk. Darrell Hammond has said that playing Colonel Sanders in commercials was always the first item on his bucket list. In 2005, 7-Eleven merged with the Wawa Corporation in what Business Week called the world's greatest marriage of convenience. A college professor once refused to accept his girlfriend's Dear John letter because it had not been peer-reviewed. Belgian shepherds can bark in 3 languages. See, Belgium has 3 official languages. Historians say that Thomas Jefferson purchased Louisiana only because the French displayed it right by the checkout stand. Captain Kirk almost suffered a horrific death on Zebulon 5 when Scotty had his communicator set to straight to voicemail. Manhattan housing is so expensive, the average number of roommates it takes just to rent a studio is 54. The CEO of the Build-A-Bear workshop company clawed his way to the top. After Star Trek ended, Leonard Nimoy ran a chain of health clubs called Live Long and Perspire. After Joey Ramone received a set of steak knives, the band recorded one of their lesser hits called I Wanna Be Serrated. There we go. Jack LaLanne's wife invented the push-up bra. Push-up bra. Upon seeing a newborn horse struggling to get to her feet, Mr. T said, "I pity the foal." The average SAT score of all IRS workers, 1040. The Department of Labor slapped Lionel Richie with over 50 wage and hour violations during the recording of Night Shift. In high school, Molly Brown was voted girl most likely to become buoyant. Can you do me a favor? Can you pick a topic, anything, any topic in the world that you want me to talk about? It could be history, music, sports. I'm a big sports fan. Anything. 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 She said movies. Robert De Niro's dog is often overheard during daycare playgroup sessions asking, "Are you barking at me?" All of Marlon Brando's chess opponents would resign after waking up in bed with a decapitated knight. Siskel and Ebert's review of the movie version of A Tale of Two Cities was, "It was the best of films, it was the worst of films." The slogan of the International Society of Plagiarists is, "Oh yeah, well that's your story." The slogan of the Association of the American Solitaire Players is, "Oh yeah, well one can play at this game." The motto of the New York City real estate developers is, "You give us an inch, we'll put up the world's narrowest 143-story luxury tower." Where are my Jews? Any Jews in the audience? There we go. The slogan of Chabad International is, "We put the yes in yeshiva." The motto of the American sulfuric acid manufacturers is, "Don't become part of the solution." Not a good idea. Pharmacologists have concluded that St. Louis is a gateway to more addictive cities. "60% of guys named Hal and 40% of guys named Al do not like halal food." That concludes the math portion of my set, by the way. Mr. Softy could never find a barber who would take just a little off the top. The Pillsbury Doughboy's wife nearly died of a heart attack attempting to give him the Heimlich maneuver. It's another visual. 84% of people say they are repulsed by the thought of putting ketchup on a dachshund. During the Middle Ages, carrier pigeons were known as a data plan. Economic research has revealed that 99-cent stores do best when the dollar is weak. There wasn't a dry eye at Aquaman's wedding. On the bright side, the 20 paces put Hamilton over 10,000 steps for the day. The Andrews sisters missed an entire tour when the Chattanooga Choo-Choo inexplicably departed from track 28. Cliff Jumpers Anonymous is famous for its one-step program. Okay, I'm going to throw this one out because I do this at all my shows. Nobody ever gets it, so the first person that does and can explain it gets 2 tickets for my next performance at Dangerfields. Ready? Ironically, Sam Cooke scored a 1600 on his SAT. Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Don't know much about history. There we go. Where was I? Astrophysicists theorized that in a parallel universe, there'll be a lot of striped shirts. Now, I'm going to leave you with this one, which has gotten me gigs all over the place, and Gap dressing rooms, and the back of restaurants and car washes. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt holds the world's record for most frequent victim of identity theft. Thanks a lot, guys. You've been a great audience. Keep through.
Marc Ragovin, clap it up.